皆さんこんにちは。本日は皆さんをリバプールのビートルズツアーにお連れします。今外でギターを弾いているのが今回のナビゲーターのデイミアンです。
Stephenson's rocket. 1836 marks the beginning of the modern world that we're in now, using engines instead of animals to get from one place to another. Get this working. Because of all the things that we are a UNESCO World City of Music. It was recognised in 2015, the way that music shapes the urban development of Liverpool's citizen. Robert Kane. In fact, his initials are there on the right-hand side. RSC up there on your right. Robert Kane. Yeah, a grade 1 listed pub with grade 1 listed urinals made of pink marble. Oh, you go to toilet in style in Liverpool, tell you. The girls, you can do a tour of the gents. If that's on your bucket list, I'll yeah. I want to say boys. On your right, I mean John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Stuart Sutcliffe, the oldest Beatle. They all met in that building on your right. It's called LIPA, which is an acronym. It means Liverpool Institute of Performing Art. And anybody who graduates from LIPA, well, in a couple of years' time, and I tell you what, guys, not just in Britain, perhaps anywhere in the world, we won't build another cathedral because we can't fill them anymore. No one goes, do they? Well, unless you do, right? But this is a story we're telling you today about people who grew up in the 1940s. Everybody went to church. Everybody. Every school was affiliated. This cost John Lennon his life, you know. He did an interview at London's Evening Standard with a lady called Maureen Cleave in March of '66. A very informal conversation. But it tumbled out of your mouth. Church of England on your left. Margaret's is Protestant. On your left again is a synagogue. Star of David. And this is proof of what Lennon was telling us. The popularity of Christianity is on the wane. That's a Roman Catholic community centre on your left, but it's derelict now. On your right is a Welsh Presbyterian from 1865, but we don't go. Yeah, it's 140 years old, that church. But we're not going, are we? Simple as that. That's the proof of it. But it's also where Lennon did his first gig here. She left hand side, and John's first gig was on the corner of Rosebery and Mulgrave. 16 years old. 24 years of the building. So look over your right shoulder, everybody. This road on your right hand side. Halfway down on the right, you'll see a mural of Ringo. Can you see that, guys? That's where he lived. Lived for the first 22 and a half years of his life. Became a childhood friend of Jerry and Freddie Marsden. That's where Jerry and the Pacemakers lived. Yeah, for anybody who might not know, says no one to me anymore. Get on with it. And then the first song was You'll Never Walk Alone. Somebody give me a bigger song in sport than You'll Never Walk Alone. It's massive, isn't it? Massive song. And the Liverpool fans sing it on the terraces, but it was a song written by Rodgers and Hammerstein for a musical called Carousel. And I don't... writing it for the students, very well manicured. We have geese on the lawn, look. But it ain't cheap to go to university. She's there in the rain. Hello, Lollipop Lady! You're doing a wonderful job for the community. A typical Beatle reference, really. Well, people stop and say hello.
Every lane through my ears, through my eyes.
Yes, it is.
From a tray, though she feels that she's in a play, she is anyway. Very late with barber shades, another customer. We see the bank is sitting waiting for the train. She's in from the pouring rain.
Pouring rain. We are at the end of Penny Lane. You're about metaphorically and physically. To our left, there's an off licence, and next to it is the famous barber. It's now called Tony Slaven, but it used to be called Harry Bioletti. So everybody upstairs and down, look to your left. Now, if anybody watched Carpool Karaoke with Paul McCartney, you might have seen the moment he walked into that barber's. Oh, he frightened the bejesus out of them. Nobody expects McCartney on a wet Tuesday, do they? Well, my friend's sister used to work in that barber's to your left, and all that time on a wet Tuesday. And that was her day off. His reincarnation and coming back as me. So the barber's a fire station, so they're all real. I got on the 86 one day, and there was a lad there with the guitar, George Harrison. Everybody's pushing and shoving, but George brought the guitar. And by the time they got to school, everyone was watching George. And you might get a job in the biggest selling band of all time, you know. The alternative guys is you go home and sulk about it. But we're northerners, we get back on the bike. And that's how we got the gig. Let's go.
It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real.
You look fabulous there, well held. Can we get the crackers in here? Can we get the anniversary couple as well? Mine began in like a little porch, 2 foot by 4 foot. And the only songs they can remember writing in their entirety are I Call Your Name and Please.
Let's pretend we just can't see his face. In this world there's nothing I would rather do. I discovered I'm in love with you.
And he is a Beatle fan actually. We got him on the bus a couple of years ago, he's a Beatle fan. So it's okay in it. He's our only hope. Carrying on with the Beatles songs, let's have another lovely Beatles song. Now we're on our way to Paul McCartney's home now. So we won't actually fit the song in, but I'll pause it there, we'll have it in a moment. Yeah, Paul McCartney. Well, they lived in 9 addresses in Liverpool in total. But the one we're arriving at is the most prestigious because it was the last address he ever had in Liverpool. Now, we're coming up to Fordling Road ahead of us to our left. Paul and his family lived at number 20, and Paul was there from the age of 13 to 21, his formative years. But more significantly, after he left the address coming up on our left-hand side, he never lived in Liverpool again. He has a house on the Wirral, he has a farm on the island of Mull, above the Kintyre. He has a house in St Kitts in the Bahamas. This is the road where he grew up, really, from 13 to 21. Now, the guys at the front you'll see first, the guys at the back you'll see second. Rather humble origins these, with that little boy waving at us as well. Hello, young man waving, thanks for the wave. And the guys behind him. Now, we're going to slowly creep by, because we can't set you down, and we can't get off the bus. Give me away. If you're looking down the road, it's halfway down on the right. You'll see the National Trust are here. They're showing people around Paul's house. Thanks kids, thanks for the wave, lovely to see you. Thanks lads, thanks very much. Yeah, if you're looking down the road on your left here, it's halfway down on the right. First of all, in a moment you'll see some solar panels on the roof, and then further over there's a red roof second to the end. We'll show you in a second. We're just letting the cars go in and out. There's Ian and his mad day out taxi there on your left. I've just seen him in Strawberry Field actually. So a rather humble origin, rags to riches. Now, you can't be a king or queen in Britain unless you belong to a family or you marry into it. But Paul McCartney showed us you can be a billionaire if you lived in a council estate. And he shows how to do it now. That's from his own endeavour. He's the most successful singer-songwriter of all time now, Paul. So we're going to move on. We'll just make sure there's nobody behind us or in front of us. So looking down the road, halfway down on the right, 7-year-old story. The equation in it, there's more of them. There's 330 million of our American cousins. There's only 70 million Brits now. And the reason the Americans liked it so much, when the Beatles arrived in February 1964, they found a country mourning the death of their president, JFK. He'd been assassinated in November 63, and the Beatles arrived, 4 lads from Liverpool arrived 8 weeks later to cheer up a nation. I need you. Did his audition at 14, a member of the band at 15. End of our story. On the 10th of April 1970, George Harrison had just turned 27 at the end of his Beatles career. And at 27, been in the remember to let everything on. Chell, but without you, no one to tell it to. So it is about you. We very much appreciate your company, and if you'd like to show your appreciation, we have a little hat at the front.